A crowded train station is a blur of motion, thousands of people rushing by, making no eye contact with the man sitting on the ground. He has no job and no direction. His survival depends on begging, a model relying on a finite, easily exhausted emotional resource, pity. This flow diagram maps that interaction. It is a one-way transfer of a finite unit from a commuter to a beggar. This creates a zero-sum state, where one party attempts to pull resources from a system without adding anything back into it. When you ask others to cover your baseline survival without offering a return, you remain trapped in a cycle of permanent stagnation. That pattern holds until a businessman steps onto the platform. Instead of rushing past, he stops and looks directly at the beggar. When the beggar asks for change, the businessman refuses. He ignores the expectation of pity and asks a different question. Do you ever give anything in return? He states his core principle. He only pays for value. He expects a balanced exchange in every interaction he has. The businessman walks away, leaving the beggar to face a practical contradiction. He has no money, no tools, and no inventory. He has nothing to give. This leaves the beggar with a specific problem to solve. Find a way to offer value to a marketplace when his starting capital is zero. The answer appears 3 days later. Outside the station, he notices wildflowers growing in the dirt, assets that are currently being ignored by everyone. By picking them, he's practicing arbitrage. This model shows an asset moving from environment A, where it's worthless, into environment B, where it gains value. In the dirt, these flowers have no price, but for a commuter, they provide beauty and convenience. He gathers the flowers and carries them back to the station platform. Business doesn't always require inventing something new. Often, it just requires moving an existing asset to someone who needs it. When a commuter drops a coin into his cup, he immediately hands back a flower. The commuter's reaction changes. The mild annoyance of being approached vanishes, replaced by surprise and a quiet thank you. Offering something in return changes the interaction. It is no longer an extraction of pity. It is an exchange. This successful trade shifts his perspective. He no longer sees the flowers as random objects. He views them as inventory. He begins to scale. He saves his coins, stops foraging by the tracks, and begins buying higher quality flowers from a wholesaler. As his business grows, his posture changes. He stands upright with the confidence of a provider. Because he is bringing measurable value to the platform, he is no longer at the mercy of a stranger's charity. Months later, the same station features a well-stocked, organized flower cart that stands out against the gray platform. The original businessman walks by and stops, recognizing the man behind the counter. The former beggar greets him as an equal. He explains that he doesn't beg anymore because he is busy running a business. The businessman's question acted as a pivot for his logic. By choosing to offer value, he moved from sitting on the floor to managing an enterprise. The marketplace focuses on what you provide, not what you lack. It compensates you for the tangible value you bring to others. This model shows the difference in mindset. Asking for resources leads to depletion. Providing resources creates a balanced exchange that sustains itself. When you stop asking the world for help and start offering it value, your entire life changes. You move from a beggar